We're gathering here today for the opening of a kollel in this beautiful building. It's a really beautiful building. In this generation, the Torah needs to be presented in beautiful buildings. Why? If 2,000 years ago the Gemara says three things, menichim et da'ato shel ha'adam. Three things give the human being a peace of mind. One is a nice home, that he lives in a nice, comfortable, beautiful home, everyone according to his standards. It gives him a peace of mind to live, to function as a Jew in a better way. If this was given to us 2,000 years ago, when the people could live with a piece of bread all week and they will be happy, imagine today when the generation is so much lower, how critical those words are. So I see from my own eyes, many times in the past we took people to yeshivot, and when they came and they saw the yeshiva, it's not in such a nice building. Sometimes they did not even agree to go in. They ran away. And sometimes if they went in, after one night, they ran away. And sometimes if they stay a week, after a week, we had to beg them to give it another chance, and they ran away. So we found that the biggest tragedy that can happen, that the Jew left the yeshiva, left the Torah, and went away on Shem Rachel to become a goy. And the reason for that was because the place did not have, a nice atmosphere. So Baruch Hashem, the building was already put here, and people put their time and their money here. The most important thing, a building without a Torah inside, it's like a person without a heart. It's like a car without an engine. If the building only has tefillot, tefillah is very important. We know without tefillah, it's how you establish connection with Hashem. But not that many people know that tefillah without Torah, it's worthless. Completely. That's what the Torah says. Chazal say, המסיר אוזנו משמוע התורה, גם תפילתו תועבה. Person comes to shul on Shabbat 4 hours sometimes to daven. 4 hours is in the shul. And after 4 hours of praying and bar mitzvah and aliyot and this, the rabbi of the shul comes to give 10 minutes drasha. He gets up quickly and he runs away. Before the Rav starts, he's embarrassed to get up in his face and to leave. So as soon as he sees the rabbi prepare the sfarim, quickly take his son and run away. This person doesn't know that this moment he lost his entire 4 hours tefillah. Mamash, like grinding water. Why? Because Hashem say, oh, you're not interested to hear my Torah and you want me to hear your tefillah? Chatzuf? What kind of nonsense is this? I'm giving the Torah, it's my pride. If there's anything that Hashem is proud of, is His Torah in the nation of Israel. And when the nation of Israel, the Zohar says, Israel, והקדוש ברוך הוא and the Torah, and קודשא בריחו חד הוא. You cannot separate between Hashem, the Torah, and the nation of Israel. It's like taking one body, you cut the hands off, the legs off. It's one piece. Hashem without Israel and the Torah, kivyachol, chas v'shalom, there's no purpose. And we without Hashem and the Torah, we are worthless. And the Torah without us and Hashem, it's worthless. It's one unit. It's like a car, you take the wheels out. How much the wheels cost? $400. The car, it's $100,000. 4 wheels, you take it out, the car is worthless. Cannot move. What's the point of putting $100,000 you don't have wheels? What are we worth? We are dust in the wind like flies, mosquitoes. What is a person is, if you think about it? If you take a person to a chemical lab and you ask them, check the ingredients of the human body and give it to me, how much it is? Some iron, some salt, minerals. Everything together, $2, less than a slice of pizza. Less than 1 spoon of the ashpolot. That's already worth more than a whole person worth. But everybody understands, the person is not the body, it's the neshama. The neshama. And neshama without Torah, it's nothing. Neshama without food, it's like a body without food, you're dead. What are you, 1, 2 days you don't eat, you're dead. 3 days the most you can survive without food. How long are you going to survive? The neshama without Torah, it's worthless. The building without Torah, it's worthless. To pray, you can pray at home. You don't need to put $3-4 million in a building, import marble, work for 2 years to build a place, and in the end there's no Torah. This is very ridiculous. What's the whole point? The whole...
So what are the 2 things men need? First was the house. What is the second was the third?
That's what you care about? The answer one is a pretty wife, good kosher pretty wife, and kelim naim, nice clothes, nice plates, nice furniture. You okay now? Baruch Hashem. But the most important thing, what's the thing that affects the person the most? That is feeling it all the time. It's the house. Kelim, sometimes you use it, sometimes you don't. Isha, sometimes you're with her, sometimes you're not. But the house, you're there every day. Cannot run away from it. But the point is like this. After all the efforts of making a beautiful place, people come, they pray, very nice. But the blessing of the place, when there is Torah there every day. Now it's going to be Kolel. People would sit and learn Torah. That's what's going to make HaKadosh Baruch Hu happy. You should know that. Emet la'amita. This is it. Rabbi Yosef Zecher Tzadik Livracha, we're coming close to his 1 annual Yortzeit, first annual Yortzeit, soon in 3 weeks. Rabbi Yosef said a beautiful mashal. It's so amazing, this mashal. It says that the person, the body of a person and the soul, it's like the male chicken and the female chicken. What's the connection? It's a beautiful analogy. Mashal. What's the mashal? It's what's the difference between a female chicken to a male chicken? When you have some chickens walking in the old days, in Arizona, they still have them. And when I go to Arizona, 5 in the morning, by the neighbor over there, they make a lot of noise. But when you have all kinds of chickens there, you throw the wheats and the barley on the floor, and they come, they eat it. That's their food. Now, what happens if you don't feed the female for a few hours? 1 hour, 2, 3, 5. After a few hours, the female gets angry, like we say in Hebrew, get the kriza, and begin to go make problems with the wings. It's called in the Gemara mehades. Moving, jumping, knocking down everything. Whatever you have on the shelves, in the house, everything falls off. You hear every second, the plate is breaking, the chandelier. Why? You don't give me food? ISIS, terrorism. Terrorism. What's the difference between the men? The men. Nothing. Walks, depressed. 1 hour, 2, 3, 6, 10 hours, he falls and he dies. So Rabbi Yosef said the body of the human being is the female chicken. The soul, what is the soul? It's the male chicken. When a person doesn't feed the body, after 6 hours, headache, pounding, the stomach, dizzy. 10 hours, I can learn today. You go in yeshivot, every day of a fast, by 1 o'clock midday, half of the people either sleep in a room or they sleep on the table. Every once in a while you find people that stay the whole day to learn. Most people, today it's a fast, by 1 o'clock, I have headache already. I'm going to take a nap. Why? The body does not cooperate. The body says, oh, no food? No food, I don't let you move. But the soul, A person can be 70, 80 years, does not feed the soul 1 minute in his life. Nothing. The soul is dead and nobody feels anything. Just like by the male chicken. The soul is completely dead and a person is alive, he plays, he goes, Rosh Hashanah is coming, Yom Adin, the judgment day is coming in 20 days, less than 20 days. And the Jewish nation is still living in a dream. 75% of the Jews, Rosh Hashanah, picnic days in Tiberias, by the Kinneret, shish kebab, shesh, walking naked, everyone with his belly. And nobody understands Bichlal today, they're going to be judged for eternity. Instead of shaking and fainting from Yom Adin, they sit over there with the cigarettes, playing shesh, and you come to him and say, hey, Itzik, you know today it's Yom Adin? Ma? Yom Adin? Today it's beautiful picnic. 110 degrees, beautiful sun. What are you, Rabbi? Get out of here. Don't ruin the party. Come have a steak with us. Bring him a beer. 75% of the Jews. You come, I talk to them about Torah. Do you know, they made a survey in Israel. Most of the Israelis were happy that the war was over, knowing the Hamas continued to dig tunnels as we speak. Today they say. Today somebody from the government say, we know for sure the Hamas is back to dig tunnels. They never leave you alone, that's for sure. But what is the main reason why the Israelis wanted the war to be over? Even though in their head they understand that later we're going to pay a much heavier price. Guess what? Guess what? What's the reason? The number one reason. What is it?
Political pressure. Politics.
The Israeli national soccer leagues on Shabbat should start on time. It ruins the kaduregel, the football. Football is their life. That's what's on their mind. Kaduregel, few people run and kick the ball. Wow, if it's not going to start on time, it's going to ruin the league. Think about it. Imagine America goes to a serious war, I don't know, against Russia or against anybody. It's a nuclear threat. And they make a poll in America, and 80 or 70% of Americans say we should give up, we should let the enemies take what they want, just to leave us alone, to stop the war. Why? Because the NBA league will not start on time. Even the Americans would laugh when you're going to tell them that option. So that's what happens when a person doesn't have Torah. I tell you a story. One person say, the Gemara say, when a person passed away, everybody comes in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And when a person comes in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm sure you heard it at least 30, 40 times. What is the first question in a trial? Yom Adin. There are few Yom Adin. There are 3 Yom Adin, 3 judgment day in the life of a person. One every Rosh Hashanah. 3 weeks. Rosh Hashanah, next Rosh Hashanah, next Rosh Hashanah. 70, 80 times in the life of a person. Rosh Hashanah, that's it. After that, Yom Adin, when he comes in front of Hashem for the entire 70, 80 years of his life. And then the final Yom Adin, Agadol v'Anora, that's it, the final one. This is for all his life. The neshama was in this body, and the other body, and the other body. Everything combined, final decision, that's it. No more Kaddish, no more Mishnayot, no more Torah helping, nothing can help. That's it. The final score, Hashem decides where you're going to be, and that's it, for eternity. That's called Olam HaNetzach, Olam HaNeshamot. Until we get there, in the meantime we are here. We are going to be judged. What's going to be the next year? Who knows? But it's very interesting. When a person comes in front of Hashem, first question in Yom Adin, האם קבעת עיתים לתורה? Did you set time to learn Torah every day? Which means if you learn one day 10 hours and the next day nothing, and the next day 10 hours and the next day nothing, it's not as good as you learn 5 hours every day. It's the same amount of hours, but it's not as good. It's very, very, very far from being the same. No, it has to be every day, just like you eat every day. You don't eat every other day a lot. Person says, today I'm going to eat a lot because tomorrow I'm fasting. So he eats a lot today, tomorrow is fasting, the next day he eats a lot. It's not the same. You say you have to eat normal every day, same thing Torah. Why? Because Hashem saying, "Ta'azveni yom yomayim me'ezveka." If you leave me one day, automatically you feel my absence in your life 2 days. 2 days. Automatically, midah keneged midah. Just like it said in Parashat Bechukotai. What does it say in Parashat Bechukotai? It says, "Im telchu imi bakeri." If you're going to say, everything coincidence. Who told you it's from Hashem? Who told you? It's nature. It's the law of nature. Im telchu imi bakeri, af ani elech imachem bakeri. I'm going to also leave you for coincidence. You say coincidence? I leave you to the nature. You need rain? I want to help you. Why? Because you say, nature. Okay, you're nature. Count on the nature to give you rain. It's very critical. The Jews are always above the nature. So one person asked, he said, wait a minute. I understand you come to a religious Jew, and the first question you ask him in Yom Adin, Ha'im kavada itim la Torah? Did you set time to learn Torah every day? So the religious Jew, with his nice black hat and his beautiful beard, it's fair to ask him, why did you skip some days and you did not learn Torah in this day, in that day, on that day, and they add up all the days, and he had a few months in his life that he did not open the book at all. So they now judging him, why, if you know the Torah is so important, why you didn't learn Torah? But that person asked, do you want to say that they take David Ben-Gurion, the first Prime Minister of Israel, which was a Zionist communist, and he wasn't religious, and when he comes in front of Hashem, they ask him, Mr. Ben-Gurion, why lo kavata itim la Torah? Why you did not set time daily to learn Torah? What's the connection? Ask him why you didn't eat kosher food. Ask him why you didn't care about Shabbat. Ask him, why did you say to Yitzhak Rabin to shoot at the Jews in Altalena and kill them? Ask him about this. Because this, he can understand that he did something wrong. But what is the point of asking this communist, why didn't you go to learn with Chevruta everyday Torah? He's not going to know what you want from me. What are you wasting my time here asking me about Chevruta? No? Good question, no? But the Gemara says, every Jew, first question, did you set up daily time to learn Torah? Every day. So the answer is, this is exactly it. If a person set times to learn Torah, you won't have to ask him, why did you murder? You won't have to ask him, why didn't you eat kosher? You have to ask, you won't have to ask him. 99% of the problems will be gone automatically. Because a person who learns everyday Torah, Musar, that day he's going to go to McDonald's to eat cheeseburger 2 hours after he came out of the yeshiva? No way. Probably 1 to 1 million, it won't even happen. When does a person does it? When he's disconnected from the Torah for 3 months, he become a goy. Very simple. The neshama is dead. But if a person come every morning, he prays Shachrit, 8 o'clock he sit down, he learn until 10, and then he goes to work. That day is full of fire. Full of fire. Everything from the shiur is in his head until 4 or 5 in the afternoon. If the guy tell him, Vini, come Itzik, let's go downstairs and grab a non-kosher steak. What is in his mind? all day I learn Torah in the morning, 2 hours, this guy is calling me to go to non-kosher. It's not realistic that it's going to happen. Same thing is holiness. Same thing is connection to Hashem. Because what's make a person that makes sins? The Gemara says, אין אדם חוטא, אלא נכנסת ברוח שטות. He become dumb. Some kind of a dumb spirit goes inside of him and kill him from inside. And this spirit cannot come inside when a person learns Torah.
Yeah, but what does it take to bring the person to start to learn Torah?
What does it take to start to learn Torah? So first of all, there are different levels of learning Torah. Of course, to start. So first of all, of course, the most ideal way to learn Torah is to come to the actual building where they learn Torah, yeshiva, synagogue, whenever they have shiur, and to join the shiur and to learn face to face with someone with the books. That's the highest level, of course. But unfortunately, Hashem knew that there are people in this world that they love money so much, and they love business and success so much, so they're not gonna sacrifice for the truth of Hashem. They say, I'm willing to be religious, but it has to come after my financial success. After I'm gonna establish myself, he's gonna have $100 million cash. He's saying, oh, I'm very poor. I have to be successful. It's not enough. I have to establish myself. Maybe next year I'm going to have a good year, and then I'll have time to come to learn Torah. I have an uncle like this. When he was 60, when he was 45, when I was a kid, he said to my father, he was already very wealthy back then. When everyone in Israel was poor, he was already well established. He had many businesses, gas stations. He had a big restaurant. He had few stores that paying him rent. He had a lot of lands that he bought from the government, and the government defrosted that lands, and it became available for real estate. He made plenty of money, this guy. He was very, very good. He has a sense to smell where he can make money. So when he was 45, he was going to work very hard in a restaurant. So my rich uncle and Muhammad, the worker, working together, cleaning the pans, the pots in a restaurant. So I'm looking at my uncle with his apron, and I look at Muhammad, and my father say to him, why, somebody like you work like this Arab? Just take it off, and you'll be the king. So I say to my father, as a little kid, you don't get the point. Muhammad doesn't have a choice. He has to work. He has to make a living. Why does my uncle enjoy to work such a dirty job? Because he sees how much cash goes into the register every minute. It gives him energy. So when he was in his 40s, he said to my father, when I'll be 60, I'm gonna retire. I take my fish rod. I go. I fish some fish. I'm gonna rest. I'm gonna take care of the garden. I'll go to overseas. Maybe I see the world. When he became 60, he worked even more hours. Now 75. 5 in the morning, he opened the restaurant to prepare the dough. 5 in the morning. What changed? The person that loves money, it's like addiction. הגמרא says, יש לו מנה רוצה 200. He has 100, he's aiming to 2. He has 2, he's aiming to 4. He has 4, he's aiming to 8. It's a disease. It's a disease. You come to the person, you say to him, I'm going to pay you. I'm going to pay you to come learn Torah. He's going to calculate. No. But I can go to business, I can make more. He's not going to give up. Why? It's becoming a habit, an addiction. So he asks here, how do you make a person come learn Torah? So first of all, if it's young people and their parents want them to go learn Torah, the most productive way is to bribe them with money. You come to them, you come to your son, he's 18, he's 19, he has gel in his hair, with his jeans with holes. He goes out on the street looking for Christine and Jennifer. You come to him and you say to him, come, Moishi, come here, look. I want you to go to yeshiva the whole month of Elul. Here I found you one person to teach you. I'll give you $2,000 cash. If you learn very good the whole month, if the rabbi tell me that you showed up every day, 3-4 hours, you sit and you learn, I'll give you $2,000. And if you learn one more month, I give you more. 3-4 months, you get him into the system. You wake up his soul, and then you don't have to pay him. He will pay you to continue to learn. Why? This is the way.
Rabbi, how about if he makes $3,000 a month?
So you give him 10. It's worth it for you. It's worth it. Why? I tell you why. If you don't believe me that it's worth it, I'm going to prove to you that it's worth it. All the wealthy people that I came and I told them when their children were 17, 18 and are not interested to learn Torah, I told them, I have news for you. Give him a few $1,000s a month, convince him to go learn Torah, pay him by the hour. So he said to me, it's too much. What is this? It's too much. I can give $2,000-3,000 a month. 5 years later, the same parents were calling me, Rabbi, you have to help. What? He wants to marry his girlfriend. No, what's the problem? She's not Jewish. I said to him, tell me, I want to ask you a question. How much are you willing to pay to get him to cancel this wedding? How much? Anything you want. I had one guy, Iraqi from Great Neck, one guy, 15 years ago. 15 years ago, one day he shows up Sunday in my house, in Monsey. He shows up with a very fancy Mercedes, maybe $100 and something thousand, nice car. I live in the first floor, I look from the window in my driveway, I see he came with a beautiful car. He comes inside, Rabbi Mizrachi, yes, I need to talk to you, it's urgent. Okay, come have a seat. What can I do for you? He said, I have a very big problem. I'll make a deal with you. Business, business. You see this car over there? Yes. Here is the key. The car is yours. In one condition. What? My son wants to get married to his girlfriend, Goya. You convince him not to get married. You break the marriage. The car is yours. So I said to the father, you Shomer Shabbat? It's not about me. I didn't come for myself. I came for my son. So I said to him, fine, we'll take care of your son. Don't worry, but what about you? You're sitting in my living room now. You Shomer Shabbat? No. You do this? No. You do that? No. I said, come, let me teach you some things that you do. No, listen, Rabbi, I didn't hear for you to preach for me Musa. It's strictly business. You save the boy, the car is yours. So I said to him, you know why your son doesn't listen to you? You come and tell him, you know, you're not allowed to marry the Goya. So he asks you, where does it say it? You say, in the Torah. So your son say to you, in the same Torah, right next to it, it say you have to be Shomer Shabbat. Cannot be Mechalel Shabbat, it's like a Goy. What are you telling me, I cannot marry Christine? You, by not keeping Shabbat, you're making yourself a Goy. What are you better than her? He got angry, the Mercedes is gone. For 50 years I cried. Finally I had a way to make money. He's gone. Why? He doesn't want to hear the truth. He knows the truth, but he doesn't want to live according to the truth. But it hurts him why his son doesn't live by the truth. You know, in Greece, they have a game in a stadium. The Greeks invented sport. So they have a game between Sparta and Athens. A game. So one old man, Greek guy, he came over there to the stadium, and he is from Athens. So in one side, the people, the fans from Athens, they're all sitting in one side. And the people from Sparta, they all sit on the other side. So the old man, he comes to the side of the Athens. He's looking for a place to sit. Not one place to sit. Everyone's sitting, nobody let him sit. He's 90 years old. He walks like this, he cannot find a chair. He said, let me go to the other side. Maybe over there I'm going to find a seat. So he went to the other side, and there was no chairs also. But one of the fans saw an old man like this. So he got up and he said, hey, grandpa, come, you can have my seat. So all the people from the other side got up and clapped for him. They all clapped. They appreciate. Wow, you get up and you give the old man the chair, but none of them wanted to do it. We're all very good in speeches, but when it comes to us, we cannot see that we are actually having the same problems to be fixed. So he asked me, how do you get the people to start to learn? If you can afford, right away, don't hesitate. Later, it's going to cost you a lot more. Put a few $1,000s every month for X amount of months. It's worth it. You get them out of the rotten lifestyle and you get them involved with the yeshiva of the community. Baruch Hashem is going to be on the right track. The next day, he's going to come to your home and give you speeches that you're not religious enough. Then you know, Baruch Hashem, I succeeded. My son that was like a goy 4 months ago, I sent him to learn. Now he comes to me on Shabbat. He said, no, Abba, you're not doing it right. You're not religious enough. I'm not going to stay home for Shabbat anymore. I'm going to go to the yeshiva. I can't be here. I don't feel the Kedusha. Then you say, Baruch Hashem, Yemot Mashiach. My son comes and tells me you're not religious enough. Instead of being upset, you should be very happy. Baruch Hashem, you have a son like this. So that's one way. What's the other way? If you don't have money, you cannot afford, anything that you can do for the boy to convince him to be connected to Torah. You can find someone and ask him to be his friend. Go be his friend. Here, I give you some money. Take him to pizza. Take him, talk to him. Open up his eyes. Give him CDs. Tell him, hey, you know what? Watch the CD. Listen to the CDs. In a car, the CDs make a huge impact on people. Without realizing they're driving the car, it's waking up their souls. And now we have a great opportunity, free of charge. You can hear millions of hours of Torah for free. Well, Torah Anytime, Baruch Hashem. How many years is Torah Anytime? 8, 9 years. 8 years. 8 years. 8 years ago, this gentleman with his brother came to me in Bet Gavriel. And they say to me, Rabbi, you're giving all these lectures here in Bet Gavriel. A lot of the people in the community, they never come to Shiur Torah.
I remember when you started.
Yes. So they said to me, Rabbi, you're giving this lecture. Baruch Hashem, a lot of the young teenagers becoming religious. But what about all the people who never come to Shiur Torah? It's not in their style to come to Shiur Torah. How about we buy a camera, video camera? Remember, there's no website for video. There was a few websites for audio. It was very old-fashioned until then. And he said, we're going to get a good camera, and we, with your permission, we're going to start film you, and we're going to put it on the website. And we're going to get these people that do not come to the lecture to begin to watch you online. You agree? I said, what's the question? I agree. It's the biggest thing that we should do. Right away. Mazal tov. We started. Another lecture, another lecture, another lecture. Then we added another rabbi, another one, another one, another one. Hundreds today. Millions of hours of Torah, millions, more than 20,000 different lectures. If you want to finish all the lectures there, you need to live 1,000 years. By the age 990, you know, Baruch Hashem, I'm making a siyum. So much Torah in different languages, Hebrew, Russian, other languages, films, Musar, Gemara, the greatest speakers in America, in the world, the biggest Rashi Yeshivot, Mashgichim, incredible people speaking there online every day free of charge. And now, Baruch Hashem, new app, but a very good app, not just an app. There's app and there is an app. He showed me now outside the app, amazing. So many features. You connect in your car, you connect, you can go all day connected to your favorite speaker. You go there online, you hear non-stop, everything free. What excuse you have not to learn Torah? You tell me. What excuse? In the house, you can go on the radio, connect there, radio, internet radio, all day Torah in the house. By the way, you should know, even when you go to sleep, you should put Torah next to your bed all night. Why? Because the neshama receive everything. You'll be surprised. If you don't believe me, you put Torah all night when you go to sleep, and then you go the next day to a parapsychologist to hypnotize you. And you tell him, you give him the questions about what you learn all night when you sleep. You don't know. If you get up in the morning, I ask you now all the laws that the lectures was when you were snoring. When the house is shaking from your snores, at the same time you are learning Torah. You ask me, how can it be? I ask you in the morning, can you tell me what you just learned in the last 6 hours where you were sleeping? So I don't know. I was sleeping, how do I know? But if I hypnotize you, you'll know all the answers. Where the answers come from? From the neshama. Which means the neshama did get it. What's the proof for that? What's the proof for that? A person, whatever he ever heard or saw, it's all recorded in his subconscious, in his neshama. Everything 100%. So even in the morning he does not remember, you can get it out of him by certain things that call hypnosis. It's not the time to talk about it. I have it in my Life After Death lecture. But one time I came to my yeshiva. We were 3 guys 20 years ago, and we had a very, very big Talmid Chacham Tzaddik, used to be our teacher. So this Rabbi Rosenman, which is like an ocean of Torah. You know, ocean, if you take all the ocean in the world and put it in ink, it's still not going to be enough to write how much Torah this person knows. Incredible. So one day I come to the yeshiva. We are 3 people. I am 10 minutes late to the shiur. One guy is missing today completely from the yeshiva. And the only guy that is in yeshiva on time, his head is down, he's sleeping from lunchtime. And I come, and this is what I see. I come from behind the rabbi. The rabbi has his big Gemara. And this person, his head is down. I am late, and one person is missing. So basically the rabbi is talking to the wall. So I see the rabbi is going into the Gemara. Rashi said this, Tosfot says, I'm standing 1 second behind him. I say, unbelievable what, he doesn't see that he's sleeping. So I come, I sit, sorry Rabbi for being late. Rabbi, can I ask you a question? I say, well, what's the point of talking if you see sleeping? So he said to me, no worries, neshama hears everything. I said to him, Rabbi, but he understands that when he's up, it's better than when he's asleep. Neshama, fine. But why you don't wake him up? Such a Baal Midot. He said, I figure if he's so tired, he probably was up all night, maybe was busy with mitzvot. They judge him favorably. So I woke him up, I said, get up, you tembel. Get up, the rabbi is talking to the water, and you're sleeping like that. But this is the idea. He said, doesn't matter, the neshama receive everything. So even when you sleep, you can leave it on. What do you care? The Torah, it's observed inside the neshama, it's affecting the neshama. It's food for the neshama, food. And it's making the neshama more pure every day. This is the power of Torah. So before we finish, you have to know one thing. If people would know the value of Torah, if they would know the value of Torah, you would have 10,000 people here tonight. 9,000 waiting outside, screaming, open the door. You would have to call security. I'm sorry, okay, we have no room. It's life risk. Well, you want people to choke? There's already 1,000 people inside, there's no room. The 9,000 will bang on the door and they knock down this building. Yes. If people would know the value of Torah, how do I know this? If you come tonight and you make a flyer, we say we're opening a kollel, we're making a dinner, it will be divrei Torah, and the idea is we're opening a kollel in a building. If you offer the people for every word of Torah that comes from the mouth of the speaker or the speakers of the night, for every word, $1,000. Every word. I already spoke at least, 10, 20,000 words already. $1,000 per word, and you advertise it. How many people would stand here? People from Israel would fly here. They will revive Air France with the special airplanes they used to have for others. Concorde. From Israel. Alav Shalom. Alav Shalom. No more Concorde. No, that's it. They would come 4 hours just to participate here and run quickly to Israel the next day. Why? For Torah. The problem is they understand the value of diamonds, they understand the value of gold, they understand the value of cash, but then nobody understands the value of Torah. But David HaMelech already said, I'm already the king of the world, not the king of Israel, the king of the world. Everybody knows it's King David, the empire. The Jews were the empire of the world. Tov li Torat picha me'alfei zahav v'chesef. I wish I can go back to be a yeshiva bachur. I can go and sit Gemara in yeshiva. Who wants to be a king b'chlal? I'll tell you a story. This David HaMelech saved my kollel, Baruch Hashem. How did he save? I have a kollel in Yerushalayim, yeshiva. 24 bachurim, married, each one of 5 kids, 7 kids, 3 kids. They learn in Yerushalayim, over there. And there is one Persian guy that is, most of the expenses of the kollel he pays. The rest, other people give money for the kollel, Baruch Hashem. But every year, the Yetzer Hara, when he gives the checks, he gives 12 checks in advance. When the checks are finished, we have to read a lot of Tehillim. The Yetzer Hara will not win this year. So now, every year when the time comes, 2 weeks before, I say, Shir Amaralo, it's not for me, for the poor people who learn Torah. So a year ago, it's actually exactly 10 months ago, I called him up. Parsi that maintained the whole college. So a year ago, about 10 months ago, I called him up. I say, you know, the checks are finished. They said, I don't have check for the first. So he said to me, oh, I want to ask you a question. As soon as he said that, I lost 5 years of my life. I want to ask you a question. I said, okay, no, here comes the problem. So I say yes. He said, what's gonna come out of all this learning? Why can these people not go to work? They work and they also learn. They make their own money. Why they need people to send them money to live? So I said to him, do you think it's possible to go to work in business with what's happening, the dirt that this world has, and to stay in the same holy level, to be able to be successful in the Torah? You're dreaming. It's not. These days are over. 800 years ago, Chacham went to work 3-4 hours. He was doing something in a market. He goes back to yeshiva. All day he learns because everyone was covered. Everything was clean. People didn't behave like today. It's a different world. Today it's not possible. He can't. He learned 10 years. He got 2 days in Manhattan. It's finished. He goes back to 0. It's not realistic. So he said to me, well, Rabbi, listen, but what's going to come out of them? They're going to be anything that eventually, they're only going to learn and learn and learn. What good they do to the world? So I told him, listen, they learn now Masechet Nida with Halacha Lemaaseh. It's one of the hardest subjects in the Torah. All the nidah, the impurity of a woman, the different kinds of blood. Believe me, it's very hard things. And eventually, they're going to have smicha to be able to answer women that come and ask if they're pure or not. There's a shortage in rabbis in the world that knows how to tell. So now, thanks to you, they're going to be out there and they're going to answer questions. And it's going to be more shlom bayit, and all of that is your schut. So he said to me, I have to think about it. I'll give you an answer in a few days. The next day, around noon, he calls me up. He said, Hashem loves you. I said, oh, the 5 years that I lost came back. As soon as he said, Hashem loves you, I said, oh, Baruch Hashem, good news. So I said, why Hashem loves me? He said, today I went to pray in a shul. Somehow I got to that minyan. I'm normally not there. And the rabbi over there opened the Gemara after the tefillah. And he said, come, join us. I was already on my way out to go to work. But I was embarrassed to tell him no. Everyone looks at me, come, join us. And he said, we're learning Daf Yomi, whatever it was. And they open up the Gemara, and now yesterday, when I spoke to him on the phone, I said to him, David HaMelech, which was the king of the world, he used to check the cloth to tell the women if they're pure or not pure. And he said to Hashem, all the kings in the world have their carriages, servants, they do everything for them. The king doesn't move his hand. All they enjoy. And I look at me, I check, I'm like mamash, a servant of the community. So the next day, the rabbi called him up, he opened the Gemara, the rabbi began. David HaMelech said to Hashem, the next day, all the kings are like kings, and I'm the only one, I have to check blood. So what you told me yesterday, Hashem showed me you right. So he sent the check. Now we'll see in 6 weeks what miracles we're going to have. But just to show you, now I want to tell you something. If you come to a rich guy and you tell him, I want you to give me every month $15,000 to the kollel, and we can pay salaries to people to sit and learn Torah without worry about parnasah. Millions of struggles. No, business is bad, it's too much. Rabbi, find another 5 people. I'll give something. Why do I have to give everything? Business is slow. Just made $10 million now. Business is slow. Okay. But you come to him and say, we want to make a Hanukkah party. No, we need $10,000 for Chinese food. Very good. $10,000. Chazak u'baruch, Rabbi. Don't forget to mention my name there. So the question is, why for Chinese food the rabbi asked for 10, he gave him 12. Bring them also dessert, some donuts for Hanukkah. 12. But when he asked for Torah, no, it's too much. 500 I can give right now. Business is very slow. A minute ago the lawyer just told him, you want 300,000 in your case. You dismiss. Instead of being happy and say, Rabbi, why are you asking for 10? Let me give you 50. No, you don't find it. It's all with fights. Come, I'm not in the office. The secretary, everyone who comes, they have nice beard, hat. I'm not here today. But if they want for Chinese, make sure you call me whenever I am. So what's going on? The answer is, the Satan resists according to how important the mitzvah is. If the mitzvah is very, very low, food with Chinese, without Chinese, a big deal. So the Satan doesn't care. What do I care that people get extra 2-3 pounds? Let them eat. Some people don't even make bracha, so the Satan is even happier. Many people don't wash their hands. The Satan is even happier. People forget to do Birkat Hamazon, they leave. The Satan is even happier. The Satan said, Baruch Hashem, this $10,000 check made me extra koach. Why? No mitzvah came out of it. But Torah, oh wow, so many millions of mitzvot gonna come out of this $10,000. The whole kollel will sit and learn all month. I have to stop it no matter what. You see, constant fight. And there is something even harder from Torah. Guess what? Torah, it's very difficult to collect money for. But something even harder from Torah. What is it? To save Jewish souls. To take Chilonim and make them Shomrei Shabbat, make them Shomrei Mitzvot. That's the hardest thing. And for that, the Satan is fighting even more than Torah. Incredible. Even finally you can get something for Torah when it comes to Kiruv. Almost zero. If they already give to Kiruv, they give to organization that burns the money on nonsense. All nonsense. Trips to Israel, completely not productive things. They'll spend $6 million a year, maybe 1 or 2 Baalei Tshuva come out of these trips. Someone who really make hundreds of Baalei Tshuva every month, fight for every dollar. Why? The Satan knows over here I'm losing. Trips, guitars on the beach in Tel Aviv, guys and girls hugging and kissing, playing guitar, smoking a little bit, you know, we love Israel, beautiful. They go take them around to the disco in Tel Aviv. What the Satan is that? Very nice. Let the Americans boy go join the Kumzit. And this guy is dreaming, I'm giving money to save souls. Think again, maybe you're making the souls worse than before. So the idea is, remember the rule. You had the zchut to participate in the opening of Kollel, but it's not enough.
Emet.
To opening a Kollel, it's only one step forward. To keep it running, that's the hard test.
You're going to help us.
Yeah, of course. To keep it running, it's very hard test. Baruch Hashem, the right person was chosen from Shamayim for the mission. That's already a good start. That the person that knows how to do it, and the person who cares about Torah, and the person who learns Torah, and he knows Torah, and is a good example, and already did it in the past, and was acting as a rabbi for many years, and I know him for many years personally. So that means, Mishamayim, Hashem is interested.
Amen.
But if the people would not participate, even if Chacham Ovadia would come here, he won't be successful. If the people won't participate, Hashem say, you know what, I gave you a jewel, you take it for granted. Fine, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you don't deserve it, goodbye. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. That's why the people who Baruch Hashem make money, now it's the time to buy mitzvot. 3 weeks before Yom Adin. It's very difficult to do perfect tshuva, to buy mitzvot. Rabbi, let me sponsor the Kollel already 2 months up front. How much? Here it is. Have a peace of mind. Rabbi, I want to participate in Torah. Hey, here, let me participate. How much an avrech costs? Let me carry it for the whole year. This is what Hashem wants. People to sponsor Torah, not shtuyot. Better to give up the luxury nonsense and give the money for Torah than to spend it on nonsense, on all kinds of expensive whiskeys and vacations, which gives nothing to the person besides aggravation in the end, and the Torah left by itself. It's called the Torah Monachat Bekeren Zavit Ve'en mi she'yavov ve'itol. We'll finish with that. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, every day there is an echo coming from the mountain of Sinai. That's when Hashem gave us the Torah. And it says, Oy labriot me'elbona shel Torah. Oy to the Jewish people for insulting my Torah. The question is, how many Jewish people you know that are insulting the Torah? Even the secular people, when you take out the Torah, they come and kiss, no? Did you ever see a secular person, when they take the Torah, he take a stone, chas v'shalom, and throw it on the Torah, or he spit on the Torah? I don't think it ever happened in the history. Not only that, the Nazis came to one doctor, which was completely anti-Torah, anti-religious, anti-anything that smells like Torah. And the Nazis told him, we're going to kill you right now. But there is only one way you're going to stay alive. They took the Torah, they opened it on the floor, and they told him, you want to stay alive? You make your bathroom on the Torah, we'll let you go. And that Torah, I can't even say this word, all his life fighting against the rabbis in Germany, he said to them, I can't do it. You kill me, you kill me. Complete chiloni, completely anti-religion. They told him, you do what you do in the Torah, we'll let you go. He's about to die. And they killed him like that. And he did not agree to do it. So usually, I never saw. People can speak a lot against, they speak against the Torah, the rabbis, Hashem. Unfortunately, yes. But to insult the Torah in actions like this, I didn't see. So what did the Torah say? Every day you're all insulting the Torah. The answer is, it's enough that the Torah is on a shelf, accumulating dust, and nobody opened it up, and nobody learns. I gave you the most important, precious gift that I have, and you leave it on a shelf, and you're watching television instead, sports, going here, going there, nobody cares about the Torah. That's called insulting the Torah. Yeh Ratzon Bezrat Hashem, that we will never be in this group that Hashem is calling them insulting the Torah, or chas v'shalom, al ozvam et torati. God forbid that they left my Torah. God forbid. Hashem say, I wish they left me, but they still keep my Torah. How can it be? Hashem say, you know what? Leave me. Okay, you don't want to be my son? Fine. But don't leave my Torah. How can it be? Shh. The answer is, Ma'or sheba machziram lamutav. The light of the Torah right away push them to the right direction. 5 minutes he learns, 1 hour he hears Torah in a car on the way to work, it's not the same person anymore. Check it, you don't believe me? One time I went to speak in Or Natan when he was in a little tiny home, 15 years ago. Monday night I think, 60 people in a tiny house. After a few weeks when I was speaking there, one day I'm beginning to speak about one subject. All of a sudden, Hashem puts in my mind to begin to speak about tzedakah. Tzedakah. Half an hour I speak how important to give charity. All of a sudden, Mr. Nachum and one rabbi from Yerushalayim, Israeli Rabbi Shitrit, they walk inside to the lecture. Now, usually he doesn't let anybody disturb the lecture for collecting. It's Shiur Torah, you're not allowed. All of a sudden, not only he allows, he brings the rabbi with him. He comes to me in the middle of the lecture. He whispers in my ear, that's an exceptional case. This rabbi doesn't speak one word in Hebrew. He's kollel in Yerushalayim, in Ramot. He has few more days to survive. If he doesn't collect $15,000, he loses the yeshiva. I couldn't say no. Please translate to them in English that they should help him to get money for his yeshiva in Yerushalayim. Now remember, Hashem saw it coming. Half an hour before, it twists my mind. I started to speak about tzedakah so much that when they walk in, as soon as I say this rabbi has kollel, has Torah, the Torah is about to, the kollel is about to be closed, as poor people sit and learn Torah all month, one Georgian guy, before I finish my sentence, 4,000. Now I remember this rabbi doesn't understand one word in English. He stands over there like this. Tzaddik, I became friendly with him until today. So he's standing over there, he doesn't know what's going on. So one Georgian guy says, 4,000. Then he see nobody say anything. He said, and 4,000 for my sister and her husband. And then another second, and 4,000 for my father and my mother. Now his friend sitting next to him, he got embarrassed. 4,000 for me and my wife. Another Persian guy, 1,000. That's $17,000, $18,000 in 30 seconds. Why? If I wouldn't speak about Torah so hard before, people would give him 100, 101, 52, 36. But what? I will get out $300. What made that 17,000? The power of the Torah melted the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination. For 1 hour, they did not have Yetzer Hara. I'm sure when they went home, they pulled their hair off. I like it so much. What's going on with me? Because the Torah power went down. That's it, it's a nether. Yeh Ratzon, Bezrat Hashem, Rabbi, you'll be very big, Matzliach here, and this building will be full of people with Torah and Tfilah. Baruch Adonai, Shana Tova to everyone, Ktiva and Chatima Tova, Baruch Adonai L'olam, Amen, Amen.